Hey everyone, and welcome back to my workshop. And today I have something really special in store for you. I'm going to show you a step-by-step process of transforming an old tabletop in a stunning walnut sideboard with beautiful brass looking doors. I started this project as always with planing and milling down my stock, and for this project, as I mentioned, I'm going to use an old tabletop. And what's really nice about that you're turning an old piece of furniture in a brand new one, and in the end you're never gonna know that this was an old tabletop. For the glue up, I didn't use any dominoes or dowels. For my boards were pretty flat, so I was good, just glue them just on together like this. And now it's time to let them dry overnight. After I glued all my panels, it was time to cut them all in the right dimensions. And for that I'm using always the same method. The tools that I've been using for this are the parallel guides, rail square with the repeat stop system from Benchers UK. So to knock down my process, I cut all my pieces first parallel. So I add the parallel guides on my track. Once all my boards are in the same dimension in width, I'm starting to cut them in the right dimension in length. I will going to make 45-degree angles on the outside of the sideboard, so I need to cut 45-degree angles on the edges. So I'm setting my track slot to 45 degree, then I cut 4 of my boards in one row on one side, so I end up with 4 boards with a 45-degree angle on the edge. After that, I will attach the repeat stop system to my rail square, set the right measurement on the fence, and then I will do all of the other ones. So now I'm sure that I have 4 exactly the same boards. For the back panel, I've been using a rabbet to fit the back panel later in the process. Now, because of the edges are 45 degree, I can run them all the way through. If you don't have that, you need to make a stop cut. So you need to make a stop block. On the other side of the boards, I will do a 45-degree chamfer, and I will smooth that out with my hand planer, so I don't have to sand it anymore. It's smooth enough with my number 4, and that leaves you a really clean, nice surface. For the joints, I will use my dominoes. I am just gonna add 2 dominoes on every corner, and I will use a 6mm version, and I will use my stop block on the machine to measure out the same size. Now I will do a loose tenon on the bottom and top, and I will do a tight tenon on the sides. You can change that on your domino machine, and this will help you lining out your boards when you're gluing everything together. Once everything came together, I clamped everything down with my parallel clamps, and then it was time to let it dry overnight. Now my carcass is dry, it was time to start making the doors. I've been using Velcro Mod MDF for this here. I'm doing the exact same thing using my parallel guides and rail square to get my doors in the right dimensions. For the hinges, I'm going to use Blum inlay hinges, so soft close, black looking hinges, and the doors are going to be inside of the carcass. I've been using this Blum jig, and then you just give a really small pinch so you know where your screws need to come, that your hinges nicely and lined out with the sides of your doors or panels. On the inside of the cabinet, I wanted to make 2 shelves. I use also MDF Velcro Mod, so it matches with the rest of the piece. And to give it a little bit of extra detail, I decided to make the edges from walnut, which I think it's really nice. Let me know what you think of this in the comment below. Thanks for that. Now I'm just using normal wood glue, and once that dried out, I'm cutting off the sides with my flush trim saw, and then I will smooth out the sides with my smoothing planer, and then I don't have to sand it anymore as well, so that leaves it really nice and clean, straight away ready for some finish. Now to cut off the other side, so the horizontal sides, sides. I've been using my OFK 700 from Festool, and this is super easy to just flush trim your edge band with your panel shelf in this case, and that is really fast. Now it's time to measure out where all the shelves needs to come, and I will just screw on a piece of walnut on the sides, and that will act as a rest for the shelves, so you can take them out, put them in when you're transporting this whole thing. For the back panel I use plywood, which I painted black before I was using it, so it matches the rest of the inside of the cabinet. Now I mounted the inside parts of the plumb hinges, and I measured them out already a couple steps back, but I didn't have footage from that, so excuse me for that. I will show you that definitely in my next project with doors. And for protection and color, I use Rubio Monocoat Pure, and look at this, it's just absolutely stunning dark walnut and a good protection as well. Now the fun part, guys, I'm gonna add some plaster with, I think, real brass in it to the Velcro mat doors on the outside. Now how does it work? You just put on a layer and then you smear it all out on your panel or whatever you're gonna use. You can do it on the wall, you can do it on furniture. There are so many ways to add this product, and then you sand it down to grit 400. And a quick tip here, don't leave too much material on your surface, because this stuff is gonna dry out and it's gonna be really hard, so you're gonna have a hard time sanding it really nice and flush. Now I've been using 2 layers of material, and as I said, after layer number 1 you sand it up to grit 400, and then you're gonna do layer number 2, and then you sand it up to grit 1000. And in the end you're just gonna check it with a cloth, feel any rough spot, and just sand that particular spot a little bit more. And look at it, it's just absolutely stunning. It really looks like brass. The last thing on this project was installing the legs on this sideboard, and I'm just using steel legs, which are I think 50 centimeters high, and it gives it a little bit of an industrial look. So in combination with walnut and brass, I think it's really cool. And yeah, look at it, it's just a fantastic result. And now we're gonna enjoy some pictures of the end result. So let me know in the comment what you think of this build, and if you like this video, thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell, hit everything you can, and thanks for watching. See you in the next one.